Hey everybody, what's up? It's Angie. First and foremost, thank you all for subscribing and coming through on my channel. I really appreciate it. It does mean a lot to me. Um, I am new to this. To content creating and just to like speak and everything um for people to hear. It's something that's new, and I'm very nervous at times, so it's something that I'm working on. And I can see a lot of my nervousness throughout the couple of videos that I did. So I just really appreciate you guys for just toughing it through those videos and excuse me, and getting to see my perspective on things. I really honor that. Thank you so much. um I want to go into a topic today. I basically want to give a perspective on things as to why um I'm so passionate about what is happening to what has happened to Kevin, and his family, his brother, his sisters, his wives, their children, um, as a whole. What has happened is very heartbreaking. That this happens, and it happens to a lot of people, and it's most of the time overlooked. Um, but I want to highlight this perspective so people can get a new view and see a grand purpose as to why things like this has to stop, right? Okay. Um, in leadership, you become the sacrifice. Okay. And leaders can be any form of someone taking a step out, or to help, or to give encouragement, to give knowledge, or anything in that form. That is what is considered a form of leadership as well. And everyone in this family has a role of leadership. Everything that they speak of, and even the things that they show as far as their life, um it has always been from a helpful place, a healthy place, you know, and that is a form of leadership. It gives someone insight of how they can go about things, or how they can change things for themselves. Whenever you are helping someone, you know, that to me is of a great honor, and I think people misconstrued um idolizing someone and respecting someone in a leadership role. See, leaders of a community, of a society, or any grouping or anything like that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to see them in a position higher than ourselves. But we see them taking on a position within our community, within our grouping, within our understanding. Everybody within that has a position of purpose. And some people take on the form of leadership. And it is very important to make sure that we assist in helping those who take that sacrificial place, because when you're in that position, you have left your entire family vulnerable, because leaders, and this is a war tactic, this is a tactic that has always been used throughout history. And I think even in because in church, my mom used to take us to church all the time growing up. And so basically, if you cut off the head, the body will fall. The head is no better than the body, and the body is no better than the head. But they both are necessary in order for us to progress, right? You can't live without, you know, without either one. So they have to be together. You have to live with both, right? So when you have someone who has taken on that position and them leaving, and it's a sacrificial place because they have sacrificed themselves to help someone else. When you speak out, or when you stand up, or when you give a perspective of knowledge and encouragement or anything of the such, some people can see that as a what is the word I want to say? It's so many words I want to say, you guys. You can fill it in for yourselves. But the basic understanding is they become the target. And most of the times when the leaders are targeted and destroyed, the body of people that were raising up in strength and encouragement and in positivity, enlightenment and knowledge, they sometimes, not in all cases, but in most cases, they have a tendency to dwindle in growth. They have a tendency to slack or be discouraged and things in that sort. It is very important for us to understand that we must feed those who feed us, if you get what I'm saying. In the Black community, we know of so many struggles, and we've had so many Black powerful leaders, you know, and due to, you know, things occurring, it 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 caused so much of a stunt in the Black community at times. Not to say that we stopped, not to say that we didn't regroup, not to say that we necessarily got off track as a whole, but there was a pause, you know, and some people fell into discouragement. We have to understand that as well. It's very discouraging to see someone that you see is trying to help someone other than themselves. That's a selfless act, and for it to be tarnished for somebody else's selfishness is it's a hurtful thing. um I know that a lot of us, we are familiar with the Black Panther movement, and I just wanted to use this as an example, um, so that people can kind of see, from this perspective of where I'm coming from. And this Black Panther movement, it happened in Chicago, right? And we all know of the Rainbow Coalition and the 1969 and everything that took place, right? But we had there was a documentation of, what's the name? What's the person that basically he came in as an informant. That's the word that I wanted to say, an informant. And eventually the leader of the Black Panther movement, I want to say his last name was Hampton. Let me see if I'm reading this right. Yeah, Fred Hampton. He was the leader of the group, and he was eventually unalived. He was the leader, and people tell this story, and in this story, we know that it was the people that had lost in the worst. You get what I'm saying? Um, in this reality that we live in, um, it's a very cold world. The perception of it. It's very cold. Um, and everybody is fighting for some sense of hope or a change. So when you see someone that's trying to take charge in assisting that change to come, you know it's encouraging. And so what happened to Fred, his demise, it discouraged the people. And a lot of people don't talk about this, but I want to highlight uh the informant. um Let me get a picture of him for you guys. Well, this is Google, you guys, but this is William O'Neill, and he was the informant that was set in and to assist with the demise of the Black Panther movement. Um, and a lot of people who assist with the demise of the people and its leader or its leaders, uh, in this perception, whether they willingly or unwillingly do this, I don't think in this case of O'Neill that he realized at the time what he was affecting, or the damage that he was actually causing. um Later on in his life, he actually unalived himself, you know because, and my what I think what came through his mind is the understanding of the hurt he had caused his self, his legacy, in the future. The damage was so much bigger than that moment, right? A lot of people, we have a tendency not to see things being bigger than ourselves, you know? And so when we actually grow in mindfulness and realizing that the mindfulness that we take on, the awareness for ourselves, it helps us to become more aware for others as well, you know. So when you have people that infiltrate in a situation that is of positivity, and um and they try to destroy the situation, they are hurting not only that person that they're aiming for, but they are hurting the people who could possibly be encouraged. They are hurting the people who have been encouraged, and they are hurting themselves and their children. To tarnish someone's characteristics, that is something that can possibly place what I want to say. It is something that can cause a stain for their legacy that they leave behind. It is very important for us to become more mindful of ourselves and our actions, because you don't want a moment of emotions to cause a large span of what I want to say, of distraction, of separation. You know, it's a hurt. You know, and this is why I have such a passion. You know, when it comes to a situation like this, because this this person Kevin is not moving with just doing nothing. He's moving with a purpose for people other than himself. We have many content creators throughout this saga who has sacrificed themselves for the truth. You know, that is a powerful role that a lot of people has taken on. And then not only that, but we have the subscribers and the followers who has dedicated time and donations, you know, and help as well, you know, because all of these positions of people, and it's a very powerful thing of all of our positions, we see the importance to protect when you know that it is of healthiness, it causes no harm, and it's a it what I want to say, positivity and negativity, or good energy and bad energy. That's better, because positivity and negative energy is a totally different meaning from good and bad, right? um Positive is an action of movement. Negativity is basically is what I would say in a short form is a standstill. So it's not necessarily good or bad, but good and bad, you know, um when you have people who are doing something and is portraying of a good light, why discourage that? Why taint that, you know, with deception? Why would you do something like that? um you know, we would see that this person is clearly hurt, you know. um they're not seeing from a perspective of truth. They're seeing through the eyes of damage. And so what I have noticed about this one particular person, Neo X, she, after doing a little bit of research, I went snooping. After doing a little bit of research, I've noticed that this is something that she has been doing with different people, you know. And as I grow my channel, as I, you know, perfect my craft, I'll be able to, you know, speak speak what is on my mind a little bit better, you know, get my points across without the pause and everything like that. I'm growing, and I thank you all for supporting that. And so with that, I'll try to keep my video short for a moment so that I can, you know, build up. But what she has been doing, and some people would say she may not know better, some people may say that she does know better, but either way it's still not good. uh I've been listening to someone who's been speaking on it, and I will share that with you guys. um and they were shedding light on how, you know, people have been talking to her already about her behaviors and what she has been doing, and they're stating that she's not learning from it, or she's not listening or something, because she continues to do it. I'll shed light on that on my next one. But this video right here was to basically let everyone know that, you know, you guys subscribe to me. It was just to let you know the passion of how I feel about this situation. Um, we don't need William O'Neill to continue in the eyes of hurt. This is an opportunity to catch William O'Neill, to help William heal, and to take on a different path in light, you know? And I know that Neil is not William O'Neill, but I think everybody can kind of get what I'm saying, you know? So so I'm becoming a little under the weather too as well. So I just want to tell everybody, change your mind, change your life is a statement that I say to help understand, if you have an openness to question what you understand, you are a step closer to changing your reality to what you want it to be. Okay? Um I also have this statement, and I don't know if I made it up or not, but the statement goes, you are the enemy. And if you don't know that, you are your own enemy as well. Okay? Change your mind, change your life. Thank you guys.